you have already started to or will begin receiving clarity that changes the trajectory of your life. The thing you've been asking for, questioning, trying to figure out what path, what direction to go in, you're starting to get that clarity now, right? There's been something that's been stagnant for a long time. For some of you, it's a relationship. For some of you, it's a business idea. I know it's a business idea for me. And it just, you planted the seed. But whenever you watered it, and this could be like a long time ago, y'all, whenever you watered it and you kept trying and all that efforting, and it's like, what's going on? Nothing's happening. Think back to what it was that you were trying to get off the ground. Maybe it was at the beginning of this year. Right now it's December. Maybe you started it as your New Year's resolution. And it's like, dang, it sizzled out. And I'm not here to tell you that it's because it wasn't meant to be. It was. You just needed to step away from it. Now, for some of you, you were asked to step away from it for a whole year. It's going to be different for everybody. But it could feel like a very, very long time. But you're now in the space where like time has passed. And now you're getting the next step. Amen? So you have planted the seed, but whenever you watered it, nothing significant came as a result. And so, like I said, it's been many months for some of you. Could be up to a whole year. But you got to a point where you gave up on it. And you literally let it go. You let it go. And you may have felt like a quitter, right? Like, dang, why'd I give up so easily? But in reality, you were guided to take that step back. Despite society always trying to pressure us and push us through, like, keep pushing through, keep going. Like, don't stop. Grind time, hustle culture. Always telling us to not give up. Spiritually and energetically, what you were doing was creating the space for divine clarity. So you're now in the energy of receiving the clear answers and the inspired ideas. And before I keep going, welcome or welcome back. Today is day number 9 of 31 days of spiritual insight and divine guidance. If this is resonating with you so far, keep listening, and then you can decide if you like the video, and then you can decide if you want to subscribe. I'll allow you the space to get clear on that. Today I'm particularly calm. If you go back and listen to my other videos, you'll know that this is very different. I didn't get much sleep last night, which is so sad for me, but I'm just in a totally relaxed state, and I feel like my words don't want to come out quick today. But I understand that whatever energy I'm in is the perfect energy I'm supposed to be in. Right? So I hope you like this more of a calm, reflective pace and tone of my voice. Maybe you can listen to this as you go to sleep tonight. But regardless, back to you. You're now in the energy of receiving clear answers and inspired ideas. Some of you are getting answers and you're being guided to change the whole entire plan. Like if you go back and like, dang, actually that was kind of garbage. That's not the plan I should have went with. Let me change all of this up. Let me go in a whole new direction. That's for some of you. And for others, you're only being guided to make minor tweaks. And the thing is, you might be saying like, well, dang, if all I had to do was adjust one little thing, why didn't I get that clarity before? And it's because you couldn't see that next step before because you were too close to the issue. You were too wrapped up in the problem to see the solution and how simple the solution was. I know I'm like that a lot. Where it's like, hold on. All I got to do is this, that, and the third. And sometimes somebody else would just come through and say, like, why don't you just do this? It's like, ding, ding, ding. Why didn't I think of that? So for some things that are small, you get the clarity like, oh, I get the clarity a day later. sleep on it. That's why people say sleep on it, right? You can't see the simple solution or the minor tweak that you need to make because you're too close to the situation. But you've learned, and I'm proud of you. So another part of this is not only could you not see it before, like the minor tweak that you maybe needed to make, but you might realize that you actually did have that idea at that time when you originally started, but for some reason you abandoned the idea, or you didn't fully execute the idea, or it felt scary at the moment. So let's say you had a plan to start a business, and your business included A, B, and C, the factors A, B, and C, right? And then in that moment when you started it, you wanted to do this kind of out of the box thing. Like you wanted to add this razzle dazzle to it, right? It was a great idea, but before you actually put it out there, you abandoned it because maybe you were a little bit fearful, potentially. You felt like it wouldn't work. You felt like people weren't ready for it. Maybe it felt too out of the box. Maybe you felt like it would never work, right? So you had an idea then, and it was a seed planted in you then. But for some reason, you didn't follow through with the execution. And the thing is, maybe you just weren't ready to execute that idea at that time. And you needed space to grow into the person who can carry out that vision. I know it seems unfair, like, God, why do you give me an idea and you don't give me the tools to execute right now? It's like sometimes I have to grow you, my child. Ooh, I give you the vision and the idea and the seed way in advance. And I've asked that myself plenty of times. Why does it feel like you are guiding me to start something and nobody's ready to hear it? I'm scared. There's so many things I don't know. I'm not knowledgeable in it. And for whatever reason, I don't know the reason still, but I've learned that, hey, you'll get the proper puzzle pieces over time. You'll gain the knowledge over time. You'll grow into the person over time. And sometimes those things just kind of happen as life happens, and you can't force your identity to shift and change into the person that will execute the idea that you already had. And so now you are that person. And so now that idea is coming back and you're absolutely ready to execute. Ooh, I know that's right. Go ahead with y'all bad selves. I know. Ooh-wee. So maybe another reason why you needed space from this idea is because there were unfavorable factors that God and the universe knew would interfere, such as maybe negative people, negative family members, just unsupportive environments, knowing that you wouldn't be able to fully execute your vision to the highest capacity because of where you live, the environment, the type of food you have access to. I don't know why that came out, but it depends, whatever your business is. Do you have enough space? Maybe you don't. And there need to be space and time for those things to clear out or for those things to change. So maybe it's not you at all. But you needed time and space for that to shift. Regardless, you're here now. And enough time has passed and you're seeing things with fresh eyes. Now all I see is you with fresh eyes. And the thing about, given so much time, distance, and space, if you even think about a relationship, which this could be for some of you, that there's so much distance and space that you're no longer really tied to an outcome. Like now that you come back to it, and that could be another reason why it wasn't time for you to execute, because you were too desperate. Ooh, you're no longer desperate for the outcome. Now it's kind of just like, you know what? I liked that idea before, and now I'm in a space, I'm in an identity, I'm in a mood, I'm energetically ready to do the thing without being too wrapped up in the outcomes. Like, you're kind of at a it is what it is, whatever happens happens type of energy, and that's a great energy to be in, as long as you are steadfast. Like, as long as you still keep going and, picking it back up and you don't quit and give up. Being in the energy of non-resistance and not putting it on a pedestal is a great energy to be in, because that means you're grateful for your life right now. Like, there's nothing outside of you that you need. So check yourself if that's how you are, what you feel. I believe you are, because that is a natural energy that comes with space. When you give in your ex-partner space, and it's a year later, it's 6 months later, and then they come back up, or your ex comes back around, and now you're like, I could take it or leave it. That's that same energy, right? So you're also receiving the clarity now because you've allowed the universe to make the proper changes within you and everything involved to make your desire become reality. So now you're getting the keys to unlock the door that has been closed. You're getting more of those pieces of clarity. You're getting the inspiration to pick it back up. You're getting an updated blueprint. And these pieces of clarity, like I said, they could be big or small, but regardless, they're leading you to make pivots. Just reminds me of that Friends episode. If anybody has watched Friends, it's like, pivot. Oh man. But as we know, like, one step in a new direction can change the entire trajectory of your life. Low key, one little pivot in the wrong direction can change the trajectory of your life, right? But we're going to look at this as a positive thing, because you're getting clarity for your good, of course. But you're being guided to make those pivots all because you took a step back and you allowed the space. And you know what? For most of us, we didn't even want to give it space. Like I was mentioning earlier about, being in the grind and the hustle culture, especially in the beginning when you're executing something, you want it so bad that you don't stop. You're like relentless and resilient, and you keep going, and you're almost sometimes forced to stop. Like, the outcome just ain't outcoming. You're losing money, you're losing sleep, you're losing time, and it's not practical to keep going. And you're so tired, and it's like you get to a breaking point almost where you have to throw your hands up. Throw your hands up. Y'all know that guy on TikTok. That surrender energy. Throw your hands up. A lot of times we don't even want to take a break. We're stubborn at first, for sure. But then we kind of like, you know what, God, it's above me now. You got it. But that's the energy that you've learned that holds a lot of power when you surrender. You've learned the power of space. And you've learned that growth comes from rest. And even more beautiful is that you're learning. And for some of you, you already know that what's for you will never pass you by. Meaning, and this is something that's just coming up randomly, learning that, or I was so scared to kind of take my hands off of it and like completely let it go and focus on something else, because I felt like I would lose all the progress I made. I felt like it would be negative if I took my eyes off of it. I felt like it would be detrimental even. Like, does that make sense? But the fact that I'm in a space now where I'm getting the intuition and the intuitive hits and the clarity and the guidance and the inspired action to like pick it back up. It's like, well, I haven't touched this in a whole year. Some of you, it's been longer. But then you go back to it and you realize like nothing bad has happened. It's still there chilling right where you left it. Nobody stole your idea that you had and you didn't execute. it's safe and sound because it's for you still. Like the idea was for you and always will be for you. And just because it wasn't able to come to fruition then doesn't mean your name is not written on that. Come on now. And that it was held safe for your return. I'm about to start crying. Because what's for you won't pass you by. I remember one time I had a conversation about like opportunity spinning the block, where it feels like you lost out before, but then it represents itself. And it's like, okay, well now it's time. Now. And what I said that just now, it reminds me of Double Dutch. Because a lot of times we can prep ourselves like, now, we're going to jump in now. Oh no, we're not going to jump in now. But like the ropes keep swinging and it keeps coming back to you until you learn the rhythm of the ropes, until you learn how to jump in and jump out. Come on now. And just because you hesitated at first and maybe you jumped in the ropes and they got all tangled and you got all tangled up in the ropes and you had to jump back out, but the ropes keep going. They're not going to stop. Maybe somebody else will jump in for some other reason, but they'll jump back out and you'll jump back in. I don't know where I'm going with that, but I thought that visual was interesting. So maybe some of you like jump roping. But not only will the opportunity to achieve your desire not pass you by, but it can keep coming back up several times and keep like, hey, you ready? Maybe you're not ready. You remember earlier when I said maybe you're not the person who's ready? And I know that could be hard and harsh. But if you are in this moment right now with me, you can look back and really see why you weren't ready. You weren't the person that could execute this vision flawlessly. You might have executed it, but maybe it wasn't gonna be good. But it's almost like we can be more honest with ourselves when we take a step back, or when the space is like, yeah, you know what? Actually, I was really excited about that idea, but I know I can see now, because hindsight is 20/20. Okay, yeah, that I wasn't quite ready, or the people around me were actually mean people, and they were gonna, rob me of my idea. My intellectual property was gonna be stolen if I would have executed it with these people. Or, around these people or in this household, or, you know what I mean? You're in a space where you see clearly that the space was needed. No puns. You're in a space where you see that the space was needed. Ooh-wee. So you learn the power of that space. And that growth comes from rest. And what's for you will never pass you by. So you're safe in knowing that your desires are always being worked on behind the scenes. This whole time it's been safe. This whole time things have been working and shifting, and you didn't even have to use your energy to think about it. Ain't that a blessing? It's been safeguarded. Your name has been written on it. And it's been working. You've been getting worked on. And now, jump in. You're being guided to jump back in. Get back on that horse. And if you're at a place right now where you are still in a season of rest or of waiting, and you're still not getting the guidance, that's okay. As long as you don't feel anxious, try to work on not feeling anxious. Try not to feel like you got to hurry up and figure it out, because you don't. It's safe. You're safe. And if it does keep coming back up in your mind, like, that was a great idea, or what am I going to do with that? I wonder how that's going to develop. Trust that it's still being worked on. And when it's time for you to make the next move, trust that you will be guided, and it will be a strong guidance, You won't miss the guidance. You won't miss the intuitive hit. And Spirit talks to us all differently. Sometimes this right here is the message that you needed. Sometimes it's going to be through a song, through a movie, through somebody on TikTok giving you like, oh my gosh, that's the answer I needed. Or that's the idea that I needed to take it from 0 to 100. Oh my gosh. What? Maybe somebody's advice is what you needed, but it'll come at the perfect time and you won't miss it. It'll be delivered to you. The clarity will be delivered to you perfectly. God won't let you miss it. So if you feel like you're still missing some clarity and understanding around your specific situation, I want you to ask your question, your specific question, or around whatever it is. Ask it out loud and then let it go. Let it go again, right? If you let it go before and now you're back antsy again, ask your question out loud and then let it go. And trust that the answers you need are coming. And in the meantime, go focus on something else completely. Something completely left field. And at the perfect time, the perfect answer will be eliminated. Hold up, wait a minute. You know what's interesting? Hold up. I don't say things by mistake because I was going to say the perfect answer will be illuminated. And so now this got me thinking about a multiple choice question. It's funny, y'all. So if you don't know, sometimes before I start the video, I will like channel out the message and I'll write it down. So it's all written. And that's how it comes through easily. Anyway, too much information, I guess. But maybe that matters because maybe it does matter because sometimes I feel like some of you may have like a checklist on things that work. Some of you might be like maybe it's a type A personality. I'm not quite sure, where you're like doing your checks, like, or you're very analytical or data driven, where you write down what worked, what didn't work, what worked, what didn't work. And all this time, you know how earlier I said that sometimes the situation wasn't right, or you weren't the person who was ready to actually do it because maybe you didn't have the knowledge. And sometimes the space is literally about gathering data. And some of you have been gathering all the data and you know exactly what works for you and exactly what doesn't. Oh man, that's good because I've done that. And it's like, it was so necessary because now with the clarity, I know exactly when the clarity comes in, I'm like, absolutely yes. Because I've tested all the wrongs, all the wrong answers, all the no's, the process of elimination. Ooh. That's interesting. And now I'm hearing like elimination diet. So maybe that's for somebody too. Where like, oh, I know I can't have these certain things. But if somebody introduces you to a new thing, you can be like, does it have this, that, and the third in it? If it does, I can't have it. That's not for me. You're clear on that. And so whenever you are guided or you get a piece of information, you're more able to say, nope, or yep, or absolutely, let's execute. It's time to go. Oh, the perfect answer. That means the wrong answers will be eliminated over the time. As long as you keep allowing yourself to try, jump in, maybe get tangled in the ropes. Oh, okay, I learned that that's not how we do it. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. Right, you learn how all the ways it don't work and all the ways you're not going to do it. Yeah. Trust me, I've been there. I feel like I'm going on a whole another conversation, y'all. I'm wrapping it up. The perfect answer will be eliminated. Oh my God, I said it again. Illuminated for you. So I have 2 affirmations. The first one is, when I allow space, I receive answers. The second one comes from this African Goddess Rising Oracle Guidebook. I pulled a card before I got started, and the card that came out was number 44. And I might look up that. Do I have my phone with me? Nope, sure don't, so I can't look up anything. But I guess I won't be looking up the number 44. Oh, I can go get my phone over there in a second. But I'm going to read to you. The guidance here is very short. And so the number 44 is the card Surrender. And here's what it says. It says, let it all go. Y'all, and this card came out. I didn't choose it. I didn't pick it. It came out. So I'm like, yep. Let it all go. Say aloud now, I surrender. These words cast a spell. Breathe them in. Embodiment. Release control. Stop binding around struggle. Hand the keys to the divine. Allow spirit to carry you and fill in the gaps. You don't have to figure it all out. God, Goddess has your back. Have faith in where you are at this moment. And so this Goddess declaration is, everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. And there you go. If you listen to this whole thing, I hope you are blessed. I hope this helped. I hope this confirmed you. And I pray that you are more aware and awakened to the clarity that's coming into your life. For any situation that you feel has been stuck or stagnant, trust that in the perfect timing, it will be illuminated to you. And in the meantime, go have fun. Go focus on something else. And I'll see y'all in the next video.